Hello from Blue Collar Bobbers. Today is March 2nd, 2018, and this is our newest creation just on the drawing board here. So we're really excited about this. It's a Honda VTX1300. This is the C model. We'll probably do the R models and all those later. We thought we'd just kind of start with this one. It has the alloy wheels, which normally we don't like in a way, but then we can wet paint these. We don't have to powder coat the wheels, so we're going to change this thing up, so it'll really be fun. So before we get started on the conversion, grab yourself one of these little mechanics chairs. They just make the job so much easier and better. You can just sit down and roll around and do the bike. It's fun and easy that way. If you're bent over, it's just a little bit of a pain in the butt, or the back actually. So anyway, let's get started on this bad boy. Before we get started, it's a good idea to tie your kickstand up. What happens if you're working on your bike and you torque some screws are tight or something? The bike could roll forward and come on and collapse the kickstand and fall over. So it's just a good idea for safety reasons to go ahead and tie it. You can use like a rope or a heavy-duty bungee cord or something. Just to make sure that that thing is, it won't collapse on you. Much better to be safe than sorry, especially once you get finished with your build and you're almost all done and then it rolls off the kickstand. This conversion should go really fast because we're going to leave the stock front fender. It actually looks good as a bobber, and the handlebar actually looks pretty good. I'm not going to even change that unless I, get bug up my butt at the last there. But anyway, the only thing we're really going to change is just the rear fender, the seat, and the lighting on this bike, and then you'll see with just some paint changes, it'll totally look 100% different. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is remove the seat. Super simple. You just remove these screws. There's one of those on the other side too, and then the seat just lifts off. We've got to remove these right side cover next. Both side covers came off the same, and it's really easy. You just pop the back out, pop that out, and then they just rock it forward. And they come off the little clips. They've got little clips in there that just hook in there, and then this pops in that rubber grommet. Does the same thing on the other side. So take this side cover off, and then what I did is I cut this rubber boot right here. There's a rubber boot that covers these wires. I just very carefully took some scissors and cut that. And I'm going to remove that because it's much easier to get to these wires without that boot in place. Okay, we're going to carefully unplug these wires. These are just the straight connectors here, so they just pull straight out. There's 3 of those. And then there's the orange and the light blue connector. Now to undo those, you just put your fingernail under that little clip right there. Lift that up, and then that'll slide right out. So disconnect all those, and this is what you end up with. These are the wires that go under the rear fender. Next, we want to remove these 3 screws on each side, one here, one there, and one there. This bike has saddlebags on it, so yours might look a little bit different. I don't know how the screws will look, but anyway, we need to take these out of both sides, and then this fender should slide right out. Okay, make sure that these wires are free down here that you just unplugged. You can see them right there, because these have to come out with the fender. So I've done that, and then I'm going to go ahead and slide this fender out now that I've had these removed all 3 screws on both sides. Let's see if you just lift it up just a little bit and then slide it out. And there you have it. One quick note, this is the looking down on the bottom of the fender. Don't throw the fender away yet or sell it to someone, because we're going to need these wires right here later on. So make sure you keep track of those wires.